what he don't want me to do is really tell the truth. You see what I'm saying? Don't push me. Said it. And she put it in her will that she did not want a funeral.
Right.
Are you kidding me? But you want him to be on a damn show? Never.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Let me tell you something. Ain't nobody gonna tell me that Towanda is not pulling the strings, honey, and ain't running this whole show. Now, I know people love to say that all the girls have production rights, or Tamar is the one, you know, that has all the rights and she's running things. But you just heard what Towanda just said, right? Never. No matter what Kevin Jr. wants. See, this ain't just about Kevin Sr. This is also about Kevin Jr. And this is the reason why I titled the video the way that I did. Now, let's get into it. I'm going to let you hear some clips, honey, because we got plenty of them. But this one here, this one here is something else. And this is the reason why I've been focusing on her. Like I said, and I'm going to continue to say, for those of you who don't want to hear it, get off my channel. But I'm going to continue to say this one here, okay, Lawanda, she is the puppet master. No matter what anybody thinks, okay, she comes on TV and acts so, you know, quiet and docile and act like, you know, well, you know, what do you mean, Tamar? Didn't I call you? But you see, okay, you see how she can get down just like the rest of them, okay? All of them are a little spicy. It's not just Tamar. It's Tamar that they keep putting in front of the camera to make it look like it's just Tamar. Now, I have another video on my channel where you can see that Towanda went off way back in the day, honey, talking about Tamar slapping the glass. She broke the glasses, okay? A couple of them. And they shredded all over towards her mom and her dad. And she walked off, okay, in anger. She didn't stop and say, are you okay? She didn't stop and say, I'm sorry. She didn't do any of that. But anyway, let's go on. Let's hear what some more what Lawanda has to say about all this. And then I'm going to show you what Kevin Jr. had to say in reference to the wedding. Yes, I am going to show you that. But look. Stay with me, okay? Get ready. Get your, you know, your wine, your water, your coffee, your tea, okay? Because we are breaking down some clips today because you know that the finale is coming up and we're going to have some videos about that as well. So just stay for the ride, okay?
I think that the audience and the fans need to understand that this platform is not for anyone else other than the people who respect Tracy's wishes.
So here's the issue. So because they don't want Big Kevin on the show, okay, it's their choice. I guess the sisters are all, you know, deciding together, or they have to have everybody in agreement. But here's the thing. Kevin does not have to film with them. It's crazy to me that you don't want Kevin on the show, but Trina and Tawanda's husband is sitting right here on the show. So because Kevin has been excluded, it looks like Kevin Jr. has been excluded. Okay, y'all saw the clip that I'll put it up there again. Okay, here it is right here. And it reads, Towanda Braxton made it very clear that Kevin Jr. will not be part of the Braxton season 2. Make it clear, it says Towanda Braxton, no other names. While she emphasized that she absolutely loves her nephew, she does not want his father involved in filming or tied to the show in any way. Towanda explained that sometimes producers might try to slip things in without the family's knowledge, pointing out that production even attempted to film with Kevin Sr. last season. For season 2, she stressed that this is the sisters' platform and the focus will be kept on highlighting their own family dynamics, not outside figures or conflicts. So you mean to tell me that their husbands are not outside figures? The two husbands? Oh, why? They're not outside figures because they go along with anything that their wives say because they trying to get that paycheck. You think those husbands not getting a paycheck, honey? You think she not getting a little cha-ching-ching for them? Now, I don't understand why Kevin not being on the show, what that has to do with Kevin Jr. The only thing I could make of this, and it's in one of my other videos, okay? And I'm going to keep putting these receipts up because everybody don't see all of the videos. Now, the only thing I can think of why Kevin Jr. cannot be on the show is because Towanda don't want him on the show, and Kevin Jr. wants his father on the show. So therefore, let me say that differently. Is that Kevin Jr. want his father on the show, and Towanda does not. And he probably said, and I'm just speculating, that if my father can't be on the show, I'm not going to be on the show. And the reason why I say that is because Kevin Jr. and Kevin Sr. have a whole podcast now. If you don't know, they have a podcast here on YouTube. And they're talking about their family. They're talking about Tracy. They're trying to keep her legacy alive and keep some attention on Tracy. Okay. My opinion is Towanda wants all the attention on her. She wants to continue with this, Tamar is the villain thing, this theme that she has that everybody has been believing up until now. Because what does Kevin Sr. have to do with Kevin Jr. being on the show? Now, I'm going to show you what Kevin Sr. and Kevin Jr. was talking about and what Kevin Jr. said in reference to being on season 2. My opinion, and it's just my opinion, I feel like he was used. That's what I feel like. I just feel like he was used, okay? Even if they film with Kevin Sr., if they production does not like something that's being said, or they feel like it's going in the wrong direction, that's going to be negative towards the Braxton sisters, or he exposing some things that they don't want to expose because, honey, they love to hide secrets, production can cut it out. Towanda and her sisters can have it cut out. So why not let Kevin Sr. come on the show and talk about his wife, their sister that they love so much, and let their nephew on the show that they love so much, so they too can make some money. Why not? Is it really love? I'm just saying. Now, let's listen to what Kevin Jr. had to say.
That's like the biggest thing. And I was hoping for this season that they have the Braxtons. It'll be me still being on there to at least give, or at least tell a story, and just be that person that can be the mouthpiece of it. Yeah,
So, as I said, Kevin Jr. thought he was going to be on the show. He said at least he was hoping that he will be on season 2 of the Braxton so he can continue to tell his story. He wanted to continue to talk about his mom, to keep the legacy alive. She is his legacy. He is what's left behind, him and Kevin Sr. So let's just say they gave Kevin Sr. a short part, and then allowed Kevin Jr. to be on there to continue to talk about his mother and to, shine a spotlight on what it is that they're trying to do for her, okay? Whatever foundations they're trying to create for her, whatever music that she still has that they can promote and sell, because that's what Tracy wanted. And also, Tracy wanted her baby. Okay, no matter how old he is, she wanted him to be taken care of. And if these sisters care and love him so much and love Tracy so much, why isn't Kevin Jr. at the very least on this show? They want to bring up, Towanda want to bring out how she missed her every chance she get. Her and Trina, how they wish she was there, and all these things. But he's not allowed to be on the show. And I'm especially talking about Kevin Jr., okay? To me, Towanda is a fraud. That's what she is. And let me show you what Kevin Jr. said in reference to the wedding. Because in my opinion, Kevin Jr., along with the rest of these family members, including the girls, have been taught to protect these family members at all costs. And his father, I believe, can't be controlled in what he might or might not say. And that is the real problem why they don't want him on the show, okay? And I'm saying they, but I'm especially say Towanda, because Towanda is the one who you saw what the article said. It came directly from the Braxton, from the show. You saw it. You saw what Towanda said about out of her own mouth. She said out of her mouth, there ain't no way he's going to be on the show. Now, let me show you what Kevin Jr. had to say.
It's so many dynamics to that situation. I know you talked about Tawanda's wedding. I wasn't there. I don't know how to start this, but I wasn't there because for one, I lost my license. I don't know where I put it at. I mean,
So Kevin Jr. pretty much said that he was invited to the wedding. He was not able to attend. I'm just going to tell you what he said because I don't have the whole clip to play here. Okay. And I'm going to give you my opinion. He said he was invited to the wedding. He did not attend. He said he lost his license. And his father pretty much, the way that Kevin Sr. looked at him, and the way that he took and cupped his face with his face with his hands, it looked like Kevin Sr. was not believing his son. So Kevin Jr. went on to explain. And what he said was he lost his license. Two things happened at the same time. He lost his license. So he couldn't get on a plane. He couldn't drive. And then he said that the girl that he's involved with, young lady he has a relationship with, that she had a miscarriage and he was there for her and he could not go to the wedding because of that. Now, I believe him that those situations happen, okay? I'm not going to say he's not telling the truth, but I am going to say that his father was looking like, I don't know about that. And Kevin Sr. says things sometimes where it makes you question if what's being said is true or not. He asked him a few questions, and I encourage you all to go and go look at their podcast, okay? Because it's pretty good. It's two men talking, the younger generation, the older generation. And I think as time go on, they're going to develop this podcast more. And I think it'll be really good, right? Plus, they're going to keep talking about Tracy as they should. And they're going to tell us about the things they're doing to keep her legacy alive, okay? I do believe what Kevin Jr. is saying. I just feel like something is missing. I don't know if he could have still went and didn't go. I don't know if something happened. It gives me the feeling that he's leaving things out to protect the Braxtons, okay? Especially Towanda. And Kevin Sr. also is protecting them because he's made it a point to say on other podcasts, he knows exactly what is going on in that family. Okay. So the same way Towanda talk about, you don't want me to tell it. I believe that Kevin Sr. has a lot to tell as well. I think that goes both ways. He was married to Tracy for a very, very long time. But here's a question for you all that I want you to think about. If Kevin Jr. was not invited to be on season 2 because she didn't want the father there, why did you invite him to the wedding, Towanda? Because in my opinion, I feel like he was invited to the wedding so that you could make it appear to the audience that there was no problem. See, I don't know if they really knew about this podcast that Kevin Jr. and Kevin Sr. was going to be speaking out on about different situations. Okay, they give us just enough information, just enough. So I understand you inviting him to the wedding and not inviting his father so his father don't come. But why use him for your wedding? Again, a user doing things when it's convenient for her. So she can say, I'm sure I can hear what she's going to say, okay? Because see, I know people like her. And watching her, I see how she is, okay? Very hypocritical, okay? To me, very manipulative, very sneaky, okay? Very resentful. That's just my opinion, okay? But I know that she probably is going to say, well, why wouldn't I invite my nephew that I love to my wedding? Of course I wouldn't exclude him from the wedding. So the reason why he was invited on season 2 for the wedding is because even if the wedding wasn't on TV, I would have still invited him. But his father is not invited. Okay. Again, why didn't he get invited to other scenes on the show? Did Kevin Jr. say, I don't want to be on anything on this show unless my father is on the show? Because why come to the wedding? Why did he agree to come to the wedding, but he don't want to agree to do anything else? I'm just not I am just not believing that Kevin Jr. said, I'm not going to be on this show. Absolutely not, unless my dad is on the show. Now, if that is the case, why haven't they spoken on it? Why hasn't that been said? Okay. All we see is she says she loves her nephew, but she absolutely is not going to let his dad be on the show. So let me wrap this up for you. Kevin Jr. claims he's not on the show because he had two situations that happened that kept him from being on the show, and one of them was the loss of a child, which I completely understand. I also feel like he was being manipulated to come to that wedding to save face for the audience, for the viewers, to make Towanda look better than what she's been showing us. That's what I feel like. I feel like yet again he has been manipulated, and because he's young, and I know Kevin Jr. think, I'm not being manipulated. My aunt is not doing this and she's not doing that. She ain't controlling this and she ain't controlling that. Look, I don't believe it. I believe she's been in his ear. And I believe they used him to launch the show for season 1. And now that there's no use for him anymore, he has been discarded. That's what I believe. Based on past history from what we've seen on this show when it comes to LaWanda, okay, that's exactly what she does. She uses who she needs to use and she discards them as soon as she knows that she cannot use them anymore. Just my opinion, okay? But she's going to make sure that her husband and Trina's husband get a spotlight on the show. They get themselves a little check, honey. If they don't get a check, they're getting a piece of their check. They're going to make sure these husbands are on the show. Both of them are boring anyway. And so her getting on and, with her husband in front of the producers, because that was the producer, I forget his name. That was the one that she told that she didn't want Tamar on the show. Okay, we saw that little clip.
But when you go and try to discount the primary next to Ken, and that was me, I really feel like God will speak. He will speak to it.
So y'all tell me, do you think that Towanda is getting all her karma is coming back to her in reference to what is going on with this show? Because, see, I think Towanda did not expect for this to go the way that it went. I think all of the sisters, as a matter of fact, expected to continue to put Tamar as the only problem on the Braxtons, but it is being revealed, okay? The veil is being lifted, and it's being shown that Trina, Tony, and Towanda are not innocent. As a matter of fact, I would even say that they are in cahoots with each other to continue to make Tamar be the only problem. Am I saying Tamar is innocent? Absolutely not. But do I think she's the only problem? Absolutely not. So are they.
And the vices and the strongholds that try to discount that will have to answer. And that's the bottom line. And I really feel.
Okay, family, this is the end of the video. Tell me your thoughts below. I like to put out there what's being shown. Again, I don't know if what Kevin Jr. is saying, is the only reason why he didn't attend. Because in the video, it just seems as though he was keeping something. He was keeping something else hidden besides the fact that what happened personally. And he didn't have to tell us that. That's his personal business. But even with, explaining that and telling it to the audience, it just seemed like something else is missing. And his father, Kevin Sr., kept looking at him, and making these gestures with his body like he knew more than what Kevin Jr. was telling us. I really feel like he has been groomed to protect this family, like everyone else in the family has been groomed to protect the family. Now, I won't be surprised if later down the line, in the future, sometime, that he does not realize at some point that they have not been looking out for him, that they've been looking out for themselves, and maybe come out and really expose everything that he knows, or a lot more. A lot like what Ashley is currently doing. Because, see, this younger generation, they move a little different than what, the older generation did. Keeping quiet, hiding things, not telling the truth, staying in relationship with toxic family members. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, y'all go on in those comments and, and tell me how you feel about this situation. We can agree to disagree. And if you've experienced some things like this in your own family, go ahead and share with the family, because we are building a new community here. And I want you to share whatever it is that you would like to share. And don't forget, family, I put on my community tab that I have something special coming up in the months ahead. So please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll talk to you in another video soon. Bye, family.